Welcome Taurus to your in-depth weekly festive forecast for week commencing the 25th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. This week begins with your ruler Venus in a quite divine link with Neptune. This is one of the most delicate of links in astrology, but one that's very richly rewarding. It can see you connecting with someone in a very special way, whether it's a friend, a loved one, or family members. Very, very lovely indeed. Now the Sun continues its journey in the expansive sign of Capricorn for you, where Pluto has been, and Pluto along with Uranus have been pushing you to be more experimental in recent years, but Jupiter in your sign has been retracing its steps for the last 4 months. But it does forge an amazing link with the Sun at the heart of this week. So that gives you a big push, and as Jupiter goes direct on the 31st, the last day of the year, I feel that something can start to gather momentum that maybe has felt like it's been stalling somewhat. So that's really, really lovely. Also, if you have any conversations this week, with the full moon being in your 3rd house, going face to face with the Sun, I think you're going to be expressing yourself with a lot of conviction and really getting in touch with what is meaningful to you. Now, also as the week goes on, the energy in Sagittarius, which for you is house 8 and very much to do with transformations, that is getting a bit more tense because Mercury and Mars are joining together in a conjunction but squaring up to Neptune in the most idealistic part of your situation. If you are hitting the sales, you could be tempted, 8th house, with Mars, to splash out on something and not worry too much about how it may impact on your bank account further into January, Neptune. But seriously, if you're in a relationship which isn't quite as straightforward as you would like, the politics of that relationship can really become much more obvious to you as Venus makes the transition from your 7th house into your 8th on the 29th, but squares up with Saturn. So if you can't seem to find a way forwards, if you're feeling that there isn't a future for a particular friendship or connection, then that set of influences in the second half of this week are a bit more challenging, to be honest. And part of the problem is that Neptune in your 11th house wants you to live life on or in a way which really matches your highest ideals. But Saturn, since March the 7th, has brought in quite the slice of realism, which may not have been easy at times. And perhaps there's been some friendships that have been suffering a little bit since then, or you felt a bit unsure about. So I feel the first half of this week can be very, very lovely. The second half of this week can be very, very lovely if you're fortunate enough to not be caught up in a situation where there's a bit more politics in the mix. But the one thing I would say about Venus moving into the 8th house, it is very deeply sensual. So if you're lucky enough to really be connected to someone in a very powerful way, the chances are the more negative influences of Saturn and Neptune won't show themselves as you get up close and personal as the year comes to a close. If you've yet to check out your in-depth 2024 deep dive video, please see the link beneath this video. Also, if you've yet to order your personal astrology forecast for next year based on your unique birth data, check out my special offer below where you get 30% off plus your character analysis. No 2 charts are the same, but also you get your free zodiac, Indian and Chinese forecast for all 12 signs for the whole of year 2024, absolutely free of charge.